Gentlemen, if your prostate feels swollen, if the pressure down low keeps nagging you, and you're tired of waking up 3 or 4 times a night just to use the bathroom, I want you to stop right here and listen. Because the truth is shocking. Your prostate didn't suddenly grow because of age. It's growing because of what you eat every morning. And the very thing that's keeping it swollen can be reversed with one simple morning habit. Something you can do tomorrow, right at your kitchen table. No pills, no pain, no waiting. I'm Dr. Mohit Kara, a urologist and men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience helping men over 50 reclaim their prostate health, strength, and vitality. I've seen thousands of men walk into my office tired, discouraged, and afraid they'd lost their manhood for good, only to discover that their body still knows how to heal when given the right support. Here's the paradox most men never hear. The prostate doesn't enlarge because it's weak. It enlarges because it's fighting inflammation. And when you give it the right nutrients, not another medication, it shrinks naturally, often in days, not months. This morning ritual I'm about to share can calm the swelling, improve your urinary flow, restore your stamina, and even reignite your confidence. Stay with me, because in just a moment, I'll reveal exactly what this food is, how to prepare it, and why it's the most powerful thing you can eat each morning to shrink your prostate fast and bring your vitality back. Before we begin, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss another video designed to help men over 60 restore strength, vitality, and confidence naturally. And I want to hear from you. If you're ready to take control of your prostate health starting today, type 1 in the comments. If you're still skeptical, type 0. I read every comment, and your feedback helps me create the content you truly need. Now, let's get to the truth about what's really happening inside your body. Before you can fix your prostate, you need to understand why it swells in the first place, because once you see the real cause, you'll realize how simple it is to start reversing it from within. 1. The real cause of prostate enlargement. When I sit across from a man in his 60s or 70s, I often see the same look in his eyes, a mixture of frustration and quiet worry. He tells me, "Doctor, I'm up 3, sometimes 4 times a night. My stream is weak. I just feel off." And I always tell him the same thing. Your body isn't failing you. It's fighting for balance. You see, the prostate doesn't just decide to grow for no reason. What's really happening is chronic inflammation. Think of it as a slow, invisible fire that's been burning for years, fueled by poor circulation, oxidative stress, and the foods you start your morning with. Each day you pour another cup of acidic coffee on an empty stomach, eat a sugary breakfast, or grab processed toast, you're unknowingly feeding that fire. Over time, the prostate becomes swollen, congested, and tight, like a sponge soaked with pressure. That's why the flow weakens, why you feel that constant urge to urinate, and why your nights become restless. It's not age, it's irritation. The truth most men never hear is that the prostate is one of the most responsive organs in the body. When you stop fueling inflammation and start nourishing circulation, it begins to heal fast, faster than most people think possible. I've seen it hundreds of times in my clinic. Men who were told they'd need lifelong medication came back a month later and said, "Doc, I'm sleeping through the night again." And when we looked deeper, we found that the change started the moment they switched their morning habits. It wasn't a pill, it wasn't surgery. It was giving the body what it actually needed, the right morning fuel. Because the prostate doesn't enlarge from aging, it enlarges from irritation. And that means you can calm it, shrink it, and restore its normal function by changing what you put into your system first thing each day. Inflammation and sluggish circulation may be the hidden triggers, but the good news is they can both be reversed. And in the next section, I'll show you the simple morning mix that does exactly that. 2. The natural morning shrink mix. When I first began exploring natural methods for prostate relief, I wasn't looking for a miracle. I was searching for balance. I remember one patient, a retired engineer named Paul, who came into my office with a folder full of test results and a quiet frustration in his voice. "Doctor," he said, "I've tried every supplement. None of them work." He wanted a pill, something quick, something easy. But what I offered him instead came from the kitchen, not the pharmacy. Two simple ingredients that have been trusted for centuries: turmeric and black pepper. Together, they form what I call the morning shrink mix. On their own, they're just spices, but when combined, something remarkable happens inside your body. Turmeric is rich in curcumin, a compound so powerful it's been called nature's anti-inflammatory gold. It soothes the irritation deep within your prostate tissue, easing the swelling and allowing blood to flow freely again. It's like pouring cool water over a smoldering flame. But here's where most people miss the mark. Turmeric alone can't do its job unless your body can absorb it. That's where black pepper steps in. It contains piperine, a natural compound that unlocks turmeric's power, allowing it to pass through your gut wall and enter your bloodstream. In fact, studies show that adding just a pinch of black pepper increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Without pepper, most of the turmeric you take simply passes through your system unused. When Paul started his morning with this mix, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, a small pinch of black pepper stirred into warm water, he didn't expect much. But 2 weeks later, he walked into my office smiling. "Doc," he said, "I slept through the night for the first time in years." That's the quiet power of consistency. 2 humble spices working together like a perfectly tuned engine, cleaning out inflammation, restoring circulation, and giving your prostate the relief it's been begging for. It's not a trick. It's nature's design, simple, intelligent, and powerful. And once you understand how this mix works inside your body, you'll realize why thousands of men are calling it the golden solution. So let's go deeper, because next, I'll show you exactly what happens inside your body the moment this golden mix hits your system. 3. How it works inside your body. When you drink this golden mix first thing in the morning, something remarkable begins to unfold inside you. I often tell my patients that this isn't just a drink, it's a message to your body, a signal that says, it's time to heal. Within minutes, curcumin from the turmeric enters your bloodstream and starts calming the invisible inflammation that's been irritating your prostate for years. It's like a quiet mechanic moving through your system, gently loosening what's stuck, oiling what's stiff, and restoring what's tired. The first thing it does is target those swollen prostate tissues, easing the pressure that's been squeezing your bladder and interrupting your nights. As the inflammation fades, the tissue begins to soften, and suddenly, your body remembers how to flow naturally again. That relief you feel after a few days, the stronger stream, the longer sleep, the lighter step, it's not your imagination, it's your circulation returning to balance. Next, this mix enhances nitric oxide production, which improves blood flow throughout your body, especially to the pelvic region. That's why many men notice an unexpected bonus. Their energy, stamina, and even their intimacy improve. When oxygen-rich blood finally reaches areas that have been starved for years, every cell wakes up a little more. It's as if your body takes a deep breath for the first time in a long while. At the same time, turmeric gives your liver a helping hand. Your liver acts like the body's main filter, and when it's functioning well, it clears out the excess hormones that contribute to prostate swelling. The result is better hormonal balance, steady testosterone levels, and a calmer, stronger system overall. This isn't about forcing change, it's about allowing your body to restore itself. When I see the surprise on a man's face after just a few weeks, I remind him, this is what your body was designed to do. You've simply given it the right tools. And that's what makes this approach so powerful. It heals from the inside out, but knowing how it works is only half the story. The real transformation begins when you learn how to prepare it the right way, and that's exactly what I'll show you next. 4. The right way to prepare it. Whenever I teach this morning ritual to my patients, I always remind them, it's not just about the ingredients, it's about the intention behind it. This is your quiet moment to reset your system each morning, a moment that says, I'm taking control of my health again. The beauty of this mix is its simplicity. You don't need expensive supplements or complicated recipes. All you need is 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder and a small pinch of black pepper, stirred gently into a cup of warm water or warm milk. Not hot, just warm enough to awaken the nutrients without destroying their natural strength. Some of my patients prefer to add a teaspoon of coconut oil or olive oil. This helps your body absorb the turmeric even better, as curcumin loves healthy fats. Others add a touch of honey, not for sweetness, but for comfort, a way to remind themselves that health can also taste good. I often tell them, let this be your ritual, not your chore. Stir slowly, breathe deeply, and give yourself that minute of calm before the rush of the day begins. Drink it first thing in the morning, before breakfast or coffee, while your stomach is empty and your cells are hungry for nourishment. Your body is most receptive at this time, your testosterone levels are naturally higher, and your metabolism is ready to absorb every drop of benefit. If your system isn't used to turmeric, start with half a teaspoon for the first week, then move up to the full amount as your body adapts. This gentle approach allows the digestive system to adjust without discomfort. And consistency, always consistency, is what turns this from a recipe into a remedy. When you make it part of your daily rhythm, your body starts to respond like clockwork: steadier flow, calmer nights, stronger mornings. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. The men who stay with it don't just see physical change, they begin to feel more grounded, more in tune with their bodies again. I've seen this simple practice transform mornings from frustration into peace. And while the mix itself is powerful, what happens over time is even more impressive. Because once you begin, your body starts to show you its timeline for healing, and that's exactly what we'll explore next. 5. The healing timeline. One of the most common questions I hear from my patients is, "Doctor, how long will it take before I feel better?" And I always answer with honesty, healing doesn't follow a calendar, it follows consistency. But the beautiful truth is, when you give your body the right support, change often comes faster than you expect. I remember a man named Robert, 70 years old, who came to me after years of sleepless nights. He started this simple golden mix with cautious hope, not expecting much. 3 days later, he called and said, "I don't know what's happening, but I feel lighter." That's how it begins, quietly. During the first few days, most men notice small shifts. You might feel a subtle warmth inside, a little more energy in the morning, or better digestion. That's your circulation waking up, your body realizing something different is happening. By the end of the first week, the nighttime urgency begins to fade. You may still wake once, but it's no longer a struggle. You fall back asleep easily, and your rest feels deeper. Around the second week, the flow improves. The pressure you used to feel at the base of your abdomen begins to release, and you find yourself moving with more ease throughout the day. By the third week, something remarkable happens. You start waking up refreshed, not tired. Your mornings feel lighter, clearer, calmer. The nagging anxiety that once hovered over you begins to lift. It's not magic. It's your body finally finding rhythm again. Your bloodstream is carrying oxygen where it's needed, your hormones are balancing naturally, and your prostate is returning to its normal size. That quiet confidence that had slipped away, it starts coming back without you even noticing. And here's the part I love most. This timeline isn't just about shrinking a gland, it's about restoring the man you used to be. Each small improvement builds on the last until one morning you realize you're no longer thinking about your prostate at all. It's not controlling your nights or your thoughts anymore, it's simply working the way it's meant to. But these changes are only the beginning. Because once your body starts healing, something else awakens. Your energy, your dream, your sense of possibility, and that's exactly what the next story will reveal. 6. Real patience. Real transformations. Every time I share this golden morning mix with a new patient, I see the same blend of hope and hesitation in their eyes. They've been told for years that nothing natural can make a real difference. They've tried supplements, medications, even surgery, yet the problem always finds its way back. But when the body finally receives what it's been asking for, pure nourishment and circulation instead of suppression, the transformation is undeniable. Take Edwin, for example. He was 72, a quiet man who'd accepted that his sleep would always be broken. "Doc," he said, "I haven't had a full night's rest in almost a decade." I asked him to give the turmeric and pepper mix a try for 3 weeks. 2 weeks later, my phone rang. His voice was full of life. "I slept straight through, doctor. No trips to the bathroom, no pressure. I actually feel rested." He didn't add another pill to his shelf. He added a habit, a gentle daily rhythm that helped his body remember how to work on its own again. Then there was Henry, 70, who started the mix but forgot the pepper. He felt minor changes at first, less stiffness, slightly easier flow, but when he added the black pepper the following week, the difference was dramatic. "It was like flipping a switch," he said. "Suddenly, everything was smoother. I had more energy, better focus, and no more rushing to the bathroom." That's the magic of the combination, the way it unlocks healing that's been dormant for years. And Mark, 68, came to me complaining about his knees. But what surprised him most was that after 3 weeks of the mix, not only did his knees improve, but his nighttime urination stopped completely. He laughed and said, "Doctor, I came to fix my knees, but my prostate thanked me first." Stories like these are what keep me passionate about this work. They remind me that healing doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. It just needs consistency and care. Each of these men regained something they thought was gone: rest, freedom, confidence. But what fascinates me most is why this mix works better than any pill on the shelf, why nature's rhythm outperforms modern shortcuts, and that's exactly what we'll uncover next. 7. Why it works better than pills. I've spent decades studying men's health, and one thing I've learned is that nature always outperforms force. Pills can silence symptoms, but they rarely solve the cause. When a man takes medication for prostate enlargement, it might help him urinate for a while, but it does so by forcing muscles to relax or blocking certain hormones. The moment he stops taking them, the problem returns, sometimes even worse than before. That's because the medicine never asked why the inflammation started. It just pressed the mute button on the body's signal for help. When you nourish the body instead of fighting it, something completely different happens. Turmeric and black pepper don't suppress, they restore. They work with your body, not against it. The curcumin in turmeric doesn't just calm the inflammation around the prostate, it travels through the bloodstream, easing the strain on blood vessels, balancing hormones, and improving oxygen flow. The piperine in black pepper ensures every drop of that healing power gets absorbed where it's needed most. This is why men who start this daily ritual often say it feels like their body is waking up again, because it is. And unlike most medications, this mix doesn't come with the side effects that steal your energy, your libido, or your confidence. Instead, it does the opposite. As your circulation improves, you begin to feel stronger, more alive. Many of my patients report not just better prostate health, but sharper thinking, calmer moods, and a steady return of vitality they thought was gone for good. One man told me, "Doctor, it's not just my nights that got better, my entire life did." That's what real healing looks like. I often remind my patients that the human body isn't fragile, it's intelligent. It remembers how to repair itself when given the right tools. Turmeric and black pepper are two of those tools, simple, natural, yet profoundly effective. The difference is, they help your body heal from the inside out instead of simply masking the problem. And while shrinking the prostate is already a victory, something even more powerful happens next. Because when your body starts working right again, it doesn't just restore health, it restores confidence, strength, and the feeling of being fully yourself again. Let's talk about that next. 8. Beyond the physical. The return of confidence. When a man's prostate begins to calm and his nights grow quiet again, something deeper starts to shift, something no pill can ever deliver. I've seen it happen time and again in my office. A man walks in hunched, tired, worn from years of interrupted sleep and silent embarrassment. Then, a few weeks after starting the Golden Morning Mix, he walks back in taller, lighter, with a quiet smile that says everything. Because when the body heals, the spirit follows. You see, prostate issues aren't just about frequent bathroom trips. They slowly chip away at a man's confidence. You start planning your day around restrooms, choosing the aisle seat on every flight, and pretending you're not exhausted at dinner with your family. It's not just inconvenient, it's a loss of freedom. But as your body begins to find its rhythm again, that freedom comes rushing back. You stop worrying about the next trip to the bathroom and start thinking about living again. And there's another layer to this. As blood flow improves and hormones begin to balance, men often notice an unexpected change, renewed strength and drive, both physically and emotionally. They feel more present with their partners, more alive in their own skin. One of my patients, Frank, told me with a laugh, "Doctor, my wife's the one reminding me to make my morning mix now." That spark, that vitality, it's not just biology, it's confidence reborn. When you feel steady inside your body, everything around you shifts. You make clearer choices. You move with ease. Even your patience grows. That quiet tension that used to sit in your chest dissolves, replaced by calm focus and assurance. This is the real reward of healing. It's not about chasing youth, but about reclaiming stability and peace in your own skin. Every man deserves that feeling. Every man deserves to wake up strong, rested, and proud of the body he lives in. And the best part is, this transformation doesn't stop there, because what happens next isn't just a momentary relief. It's backed by real science that explains why this simple habit creates such lasting change. And that's exactly what I'll show you next. 9. The science behind the golden mix. Behind every great tradition, there's always a truth that modern science eventually confirms. For centuries, healers have used turmeric and black pepper not because of superstition, but because they observed something profound. They worked. And today, research backs up what ancient wisdom already knew. Turmeric's active compound, curcumin, is one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory agents ever discovered. When it enters your bloodstream, it begins neutralizing the chronic inflammation that causes the prostate to swell and restrict urinary flow. But curcumin alone has a problem. Your body struggles to absorb it. That's where black pepper steps in. Its compound, piperine, acts like a key, unlocking curcumin's potential by increasing its absorption up to 2,000%. That's not an exaggeration. It's pure biochemistry. When these two are combined, something extraordinary happens inside your body. Your blood vessels relax, circulation improves, and oxygen flows freely again into the prostate and surrounding tissues. This doesn't just relieve pressure, it fuels regeneration. The body begins repairing itself at a cellular level. Hormonal balance improves, testosterone levels stabilize, and even the liver starts filtering excess toxins more efficiently. You're not just treating a symptom, you're rebuilding the foundation of male vitality. I've had men ask me, "Doctor, how can something so simple work so well?" And my answer is always the same, because it respects how the body was designed. Your system doesn't want chemicals forcing it into submission. It wants natural compounds that restore balance and harmony. That's why turmeric and pepper don't just ease the prostate, they ripple through the entire system, improving cardiovascular health, brain clarity, and even joint comfort. It's the kind of all-body benefit no synthetic drug could ever imitate. And maybe that's what makes this so remarkable. Nature doesn't rush, it corrects, it strengthens, it heals. When you give your body this kind of steady support each morning, you're not just shrinking your prostate, you're rewiring your health from the inside out. But now that you understand the science, let's go deeper into what this means for your everyday life. Because the true transformation begins when knowledge turns into action. And that's exactly what we'll explore next. 10. How to make it a daily healing ritual. Every lasting change begins with a small, intentional habit, and this one is as simple as it gets. Each morning, before your coffee and before breakfast, give your body this quiet act of care. Take 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder and a small pinch of black pepper, just about a 1/4 teaspoon. Mix it into a glass of warm water or milk. Make sure it's warm, not hot, so the active compounds stay potent. Stir it slowly. Watch the golden color spread, and take a moment to breathe. You're not just making a drink, you're making a decision to heal. If you want to enhance absorption even further, add a teaspoon of coconut oil or olive oil. The healthy fats help your body unlock the curcumin more effectively. And, if you like a smoother taste, a small spoon of honey works beautifully. Start gently. Half a teaspoon in the first week if your body isn't used to it. Then, after 7 days, increase to a full teaspoon. This steady approach helps your system adjust naturally. The key, however, isn't how fancy your ingredients are, it's consistency. I tell my patients all the time, your body doesn't change from what you do occasionally. It changes from what you do every day. Some men even take the mix twice daily, morning and evening, but for most, once a day in the morning is enough to set the system in motion. Within days, you'll start to feel a subtle lift in your mornings, a touch more energy, a sense of calm, a smoother rhythm in your body. By week 2, the nightly trips to the bathroom start to fade, and by week 3, you'll wake up rested, steady, and light. The real power lies in turning this mix into a ritual, a sacred moment of renewal before the day begins. It becomes a promise you make to yourself, to age with vitality, not surrender. And when you realize how much control you actually have over your body's healing, you'll start to wonder what other parts of your life could transform if you gave them this same quiet attention. That's where the final message of this journey begins. 11. The deeper meaning behind this morning habit. Over the years, I've learned that true healing isn't just about biology, it's about relationship. The relationship between you and your body, between your choices and your future. When you take a few quiet minutes each morning to stir that golden mix, it's not just turmeric and pepper swirling in the cup, it's intention. It's you saying to your body, I'm here, I'm listening, I'm ready to help. That kind of awareness changes everything. For many of my patients, this daily ritual becomes more than a health practice. It becomes a moment of self-respect. I've had men tell me, "Doctor, that minute in the kitchen before the world wakes up feels like mine." In those few calm moments, the noise of worry fades and something peaceful takes its place. You realize your body isn't your enemy. It's your oldest ally, waiting for you to support it again. And when you do, it responds with gratitude, in the form of deeper sleep, easier mornings, and steady energy that carries you through the day. This small act connects you to something ancient. Long before medicine came in bottles, healing began at the table, with natural ingredients, patience, and faith. When you engage in this simple ritual, you join that same lineage of men who understood that power doesn't come from rushing or resisting, it comes from steady, conscious care. You begin to understand that your best years don't belong in the past. They're still unfolding, one mindful morning at a time. That's the hidden gift behind this routine. It's not just shrinking the prostate, it's rebuilding trust in your own body. It's proving that health can return through something as humble as a teaspoon and a promise kept every day. And when that shift takes hold, when you stop reacting to your body and start partnering with it, you begin to notice something else, something even more profound than physical relief. Because once your body steadies, something awakens inside you, an energy, a purpose, a quiet kind of strength that carries into every corner of your life. And that's exactly what the final message of this journey is all about. 12. The quiet power of taking back control. There's a certain peace that comes when a man realizes he's not powerless over his own health. I've seen that moment light up in my patients' faces, the moment they understand that healing isn't something that happens to them, but something that begins within them. When you start each morning with this golden mix, you're not waiting for your body to fail or for another prescription to save you. You're stepping forward, you're giving your body the tools to heal itself, the way it was designed to do all along. This quiet act of taking control might seem small, but its effects ripple through every part of your life. You begin to feel steadier, calmer, more confident. You stop living in reaction. No more anxiety about nighttime interruptions. No more frustration about feeling sluggish or drained. Instead, you move through your day with purpose. Your body begins to trust you again, and you begin to trust it. That partnership, that harmony, is the real foundation of health. I remember one of my patients, Alan, a retired engineer, who told me something I'll never forget. "Doctor," he said, "I used to feel like my body was breaking down faster than I could fix it. Now, I feel like I'm finally back in the driver's seat." That's the transformation I wish for every man listening, the feeling of being in charge again. When you nourish yourself with the right habits, you're not just treating symptoms, you're rewriting your story. And it's not just about the prostate, it's about your energy, your confidence, your connection with life itself. When your body feels strong, your mind follows, your patience returns. You find joy in the smallest things again, a good night's sleep, a walk without worry, the quiet pride of knowing you're doing something right for yourself. That's what this golden ritual gives you. It's not a trick, and it's not a quick fix. It's a daily promise of renewal. And as you keep that promise, your body will reward you with balance, strength, and freedom in ways that might surprise you. Now, as we move into the closing message, let's take a moment to reflect. Because what I'm about to share could redefine the way you think about aging, vitality, and the future you still have ahead. 13. Conclusion. Your new beginning starts tomorrow morning. If you've stayed with me this far, you already know this isn't just about turmeric and black pepper. It's about something much deeper. It's about reclaiming your mornings, your peace, and your strength one small ritual at a time. Every man over 60 deserves to wake up without that dull pressure, without those midnight interruptions, without the quiet frustration of feeling like his own body is turning against him. I've watched hundreds of men take this same simple step, and the transformation never fails to move me. Not because it's dramatic or sudden, but because it's real. It's the kind of healing that builds quietly, day after day, until one morning you realize you've crossed a line you didn't even notice. You wake up rested, calm, and confident again. This golden mix is more than a remedy. It's a reminder. A reminder that your body still knows how to heal, how to balance, how to thrive. The years you've lived haven't taken away your vitality. They've only buried it beneath habits and inflammation that no longer serve you. When you stir that golden color into your cup each morning, you're stirring life back into motion. You're saying, I'm still here, and I'm choosing to live better. And I'll tell you this from my own experience as a doctor and as a man. The greatest victories often come from the simplest choices: a daily commitment, a quiet minute of care, a belief that it's not too late to change the story. You're not fighting age, you're partnering with it, learning its rhythm, and finding its power. So tomorrow morning, before you reach for your coffee, take that small step. Mix 1 teaspoon of turmeric with a pinch of black pepper. Drink it slowly, with intention. Feel that warmth spread through you. That's not just a drink, it's your first act of renewal. Do it again the next day and the next, and watch what happens. Your body will reward you with balance, strength, and the freedom you've been missing. And as you begin this new chapter, remember, your best years don't have to be behind you. They can begin with something as simple, as powerful, and as healing as 1 golden cup each morning.